Welcome to Streams of Income with self-help author Ryan Rieger. For the next hour, you'll hear proven methods for how to live the multiple income streams dream. Ryan is passionate about helping others discover their gifts and start their own business. He's published 5 books, and his courses and group coaching programs have changed the lives of thousands of students all over the world. Ryan's books include Private Label, The Easy Way, Finding Your Grace Place, and his latest, Streams of Income. And now, here's your host, Ryan Rieger.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Streams of Income radio show. I'm your host, Ryan Rieger, and today I am by myself doing a solo episode. It's been a while since I've done one of those, but I thought I would just give you all an update on where I am in my business, what's going on in my life. You probably, if you have been a listener of this podcast anytime recently, you'll remember that in early May 11th, I sold all of my Amazon business, the Legends Group specifically, and the legendary VA program that works with Amazon sellers to Jimmy Smith, one of my students. Seems silly to call him a student. I guess he technically is. He's far, far, far surpassed me in any Amazon endeavor, but he is the perfect person to take over that group and is going to do phenomenal job. But let me just kind of unpack how that all worked out and how I got to that and where I am now, because I want to encourage you, because I know that some of you may be facing a transition. You may sense the Lord tugging on you to do something different. And guys, I'll be honest with you, it's scary. It's a little bit scary to leave what's comfortable, to walk out what I know I'm supposed to do. And I know, and this, I'm preaching to myself here too. God is faithful. He always has been faithful to me. And so I know that when he calls you to something, he's going to be there to provide. Where he guides, he provides. If it's his will, it's his bill. It's up to him to take care of all the details, to figure everything out. I'm just saying, yes, Lord, I'll do that. And so over the last few years, I've just sensed what I'm doing in the Amazon business is just not the thing that I'm supposed to be doing forever. For that time period, I do believe I was doing exactly what he called me to do. I believe that speaking into people's lives and helping them grow financially is a ministry, and it's something, I might always be talking about how to make money online. I don't know. I love the Amazon opportunity. I love that it provides people who join and become a third-party seller the opportunity to make serious income. And you can do it with $0 and zero experience. I can show you how. And we've got episodes on this podcast that we talk about how two couples specifically started with nothing and grew an incredible Amazon business. So the Amazon opportunity is amazing. It's been such a blessing to our family. It's been a blessing to countless families in our Legends community. But I just sensed that, my time in that was coming to an end. I had no idea what was next. But let me tell you, this episode may not be for everybody. I'm going to share some things from my heart. And so some of this may sound, weird to some of you, and that's okay. To me, this is real life. And I just want to show you how God works in my life and how God speaks to me. But we go to a small home church, and probably 2 to 3 years ago, one of the other members there just had a word, and a prophetic word, telling me that what I have been doing in the past has been really, really good, but what God is bringing me into is going to be even greater. And I can't see it, and it's going to be scary, and I'm going to have to take a leap of faith. And then after the service, another lady comes up to me and says, I just feel like the Lord's telling me you're going to have to shake some stuff off. And she literally, shook her hands like this, like shaking off chains or whatever. Not that I was in bondage or anything, but that like God was preparing me to go from one level to another, and to step out into something that is unknown and is scary and is different and is way outside of my comfort zone. And so those both, whenever you get a prophetic word, let me tell you this, if anybody ever speaks a word over you, it needs to confirm things that are already in your heart, or it just needs to be a place like, God, maybe I don't understand that right now, but I'll put that on the shelf and just trust you to show me if that's for me. But in particular, these two words went straight to my heart. They confirmed things that I was already sensing, things that God had already been speaking to me about. And so that's when you know that they're from God, when they confirm things that you already know, and specifically things that he's already told you, things that you just know are where you're going. And so today I want to call this nuggets of encouragement, because just because God speaks a word to your heart, just because you have a prophetic word over you about a certain thing that you're supposed to do, the road can be scary. And right now we're in a position to where I'm doing something that is completely outside of my comfort zone. I've never done anything like this before. So we sold the Legends Group and have moved into using my business skills and to help ministry. So my heart is, I want to help spread the gospel using the business experience that I have. What does that look like? Well, it could look like a whole bunch of different things. One particular that you are already aware of probably is AI translation software that we are building. Now, I'm not building it. I have no idea how to build software, but we have a team that is creating this software, and there's software all over now popping up that does a lot of the same things. And that's okay. You know what? Because I'm learning that what we are providing is a service, because even the AI doesn't get it right. In fact, right now we're doing a project for a ministry, and they want a sermon translated into Bengali for a church in Bangladesh. And we are having to find people that know English and know Bengali to check the translations, because it's just way off in many instances. And so I'm learning that we are a language translation service, not a language translation software. And we are utilizing other tools that are out there right now while ours is being built to be able to service these clients that we're starting to get. And so, this is a lot of work. I've never done anything like this before. I've never got on a Zoom call with somebody in Bangladesh trying to help them through the process. It's just way different. It's different than anything I've ever done before. And guys, I'm telling you, it's a little scary because there's no income coming in yet. We're doing this. These are all test clients right now. We're not charging them because we want to prove out the process. Yes, I got paid from the sale, but it's still weird not having that recurring monthly income coming in. So I got this show called Streams of Income, and I've talked about how I used to have like 16 streams of income. Just had Jimmy on, who's got 17 streams. Yes, some of them are small little things, little trickles, he would call them. But when you come down to where you don't have any monthly recurring revenue coming in, except for a few small little things, like it's weird. It's different. I'm in a process of like, okay, God, I know that I was supposed to do this. So I know you're going to come through. I know you're going to provide every resource that I need. And so, and guys, I've been here before. I've been in this position before to where it's like, I'm completely trusting him to do what he said he's going to do. And he always does. And so this may not be for you at all, but I'm speaking to me right now. I'm encouraging myself, and hopefully in the process, I'm encouraging some others. But, God always provides. He always comes through. When he tells you to do something, he will provide all the resources, all the people. I'm in a position now where we need people to be translators. And so maybe you're listening to this and you know somebody who's bilingual who would like to make some extra money. We need folks who know all these different languages. Literally got an email this morning from somebody that wants to have some type of content translated into Urdu, which is a Pakistan language. I got to find somebody that knows Urdu, that knows English, and I think it's going to be Christian content. So preferably somebody who's a believer. So you understand now what I'm trying to do here. And I do have an awesome guy in the Philippines that I hired to help me out with this. And I have, Stephen Hibber, who's been on this call, on these episodes with me as well. He's been enormously helpful in this, getting on calls with me. So I have support, but it's just a very brand new venture. It's like I quit my job and I'm starting from scratch, which, I haven't had a real job since 2008, but I have had all these up and downs, and I've had situations where, the furniture business started to go down and like, God, what am I going to do? And he provided. And there was times when if you remember the Craigslist, when our ads were all deleted, all of our furniture ads in certain areas of the country, which was a large part of our business, all got deleted overnight, and we lost a lot of our business overnight. That was scary. But you know what? God provided for us, and he put us into a position that was way greater. Like the things we were doing the last few years in our Amazon business were way more than what we were doing before. So he always promotes you up. Now it feels like right now it's a demotion. It feels like right now that I'm in like the situation where I'm not exactly sure everything I'm supposed to be doing. I mean, I know what I'm supposed to be working on, but it's new territory. It's a new season. It's something different. Guys, honestly, it's something scary. And so I want to encourage you with this, because if you're going through a situation where you are doing something new, maybe you're sensing God to tell you, he's telling you to do something different that's outside of your comfort zone, man, do it. It's scary but exciting at the same time, because you know what? I know that I'm in the center of his will. And because I've been here before in a situation that's brand new and different, and I've seen him come through countless times, I know he's going to come through again. I know he's going to provide every resource, every person that I need, every translator that I need to come alongside us and help us do this. And he's going to bring along every client that we need. And I've seen him do it so many times before. So that gives me faith and encouragement to know that he's going to do it again. And so I want to talk about real quick if I'm calling this nuggets of encouragement, this is how God has used, or how God has used different words of encouragement, different maybe I'll be at church and hear a word from the pastor, maybe somebody would prophesy something over me that just went straight to my heart. Maybe I would read a verse in the scriptures that was like, oh God, that's exactly what I needed today. Let me tell you what to do with those things. This is 1 Timothy chapter 1 verse 18. This is in the Passion Translation. It says, "So Timothy, my son, I am entrusting you with this." This is Paul to Timothy. Timothy is Paul's spiritual son. And so, Timothy, my son, I am entrusting you with this responsibility in keeping with the very first prophecies that were spoken over your life and are now in the process of fulfillment in this great work of ministry, in keeping with the prophecies spoken over you. With this encouragement, here's the key thing. With this encouragement, talking about with these prophecies, with these words that have been spoken over you over the years, use your prophecies, use those words of encouragement, use the words that jump off the page. Now, Paul's specifically talking about the prophecies, but use those prophecies as weapons as you wage spiritual warfare by faith and with a clean conscience. Let me unpack that for you. When you step into something new, there's tremendous opportunity for opposition. I don't believe the devil wants me to do what I'm doing right now. I don't believe he wanted me to build up a membership business where I'm helping people become financially free. I believe anytime you do something for God, the devil's gonna resist that. And even your own thoughts, the devil's going to plant seeds in your mind saying, this is hard, you can't do this, you made a mistake, you shouldn't have sold that. Now, I've never not once said I shouldn't have sold the group to Jimmy. I knew that was the right thing. But there are thoughts that come to my mind. It's like, you're not going to succeed in this. Look at all these other softwares that are out there right now. How is yours going to compete? Well, I know the answer now, because we are a service. We're not a software. I've seen how the AI technology is really, really good in some languages and really horrible in some other languages, like Bengali. It's way off on some things. And so we are providing a valuable service to people. And now I now know that. So I had to get over that stumbling block. But the devil's going to plant things in your mind saying, you're not good enough. Who are you to write the book, to create a course? Everybody's already created courses on that. Everybody has already written books on that. He'll say things like, how are you going to compete against all these other people? You're not good enough. Look at what you've done in the past. He's just going to bring all these accusations against you to try to stop you from stepping into what God wants you to do. And so I'm here to tell you, it's okay when it gets scary, you get fearful, because God will give you these little nuggets of encouragement. So another story from my past, when Melanie and I were dating, believe it or not, I had to convince her. It took me some time to convince her that I was the one for her. Now, I thought, my rugged good looks would have been enough, but apparently she needed a little bit more convincing. And so there was a period of time I was from Indiana. She's here in Texas. And we had a long-term dating relationship, and it was, on and off for a few years. And guys, that was so hard. And I needed those little nuggets of encouragement from the Lord to know that I was on the right track, specifically to know, God, am I supposed to be pursuing her? Because, when I come down to Texas, everything's great. I'm encouraged. And then, I get back and we'd have a phone conversation. She'd be like, you know what? I'm just not sure. And I understand, she's just in her own personal life. It's hard to commit to certain things, to a lot of things. She just doesn't like, making long-term commitments, and marriage is a long-term commitment. So I get it. But for me, it was difficult because I didn't want to be pursuing her if she wasn't the one for me. And so I spent a lot of time in prayer, and I lived up in Anderson, Indiana, and I'd walk around Anderson University's campus because my brother and I had a house right by the campus. And so I'd spend a lot of time after work and in the evenings, especially in the evening when it got dark, walking around that campus, just praying and like, God, show me, am I supposed to be pursuing her or not? And time again, I would get, he'd say lots of encouraging stuff to me to keep me going. There would be times when I'd be at church and the pastor would just say something from the pulpit that I knew was directly for me. And there'd be times when I'm reading the word and I knew it was directly for me, and it would just kept me going. It kept me encouraged. It kept me walking down that path of pursuing her. So in the same instance now with business, there have been so many things that have been spoken over me, things that I've read in the word, things that the Lord has spoken to me as I walk around outside. I love walking around outside and praying, but just use these little nuggets, these little pushes, these little, you could call them crumbs of encouragement. I like nuggets better. But God is just giving me little things to know that, like, yes, you're Ryan, you're on the right track. You're doing what I'm called you to do. And when it gets hard again, I'll get another little nugget of encouragement to keep going, to keep the faith, to keep pushing, to keep pursuing what I feel God has put on me, what God's assignment is for me right now in this season. So what does that apply to you? You may be in a situation to where you feel like you're at a point to where you need to let go of a client. Maybe it's a big client and you just sense like, God, this is hard because this is like half of my income. Maybe you feel called to quit your job, but it's hard because like you don't see you don't know exactly what the next step is. Well, you don't know how everything's going to come together. Whatever that big step is, maybe it's to write a book, to create a course, maybe it's to start an Amazon business, maybe it's to do anything different that you just know that God's calling you to do it, but it's hard, it's scary, it's hard to take that first step. Guys, I'm encouraging you, take that leap, take a running leap. God is going to be there for you. He is going to make a way. He is going to provide every resource that you need to do what he has called you to do. You are the one that he needs to make that thing happen. Now, don't get me wrong. If you stop, you don't ever do it, he's going to find somebody else to step in your place. But he's got special blessings and special rewards on the other side of your obedience. And there are people that are waiting for you to be obedient. There are people that need the gift that you have. There are people around the world that need to hear the word of God translated into their language. I wake up every day, most every day, excited about this opportunity because I see the big picture of what I'm putting together with a team of people. And so that excites me, but it's also really scary because it's different. It's not in my comfort zone. It's not something I've ever done before. And so God may be calling you to do something different, something that you've never done before. So I would encourage you to seek him. And when you feel depressed, when you feel scared, just go to him and say, God, I'm scared today. I don't know what I'm doing. I know you've called me to this. I know I'm in your will here. So just show me what that next step is. Show me what to do. I need you to come alongside me. I need you to make it happen. And he will, guys. He'll do it. He's doing it for me and he'll do it for you. So I hope that encourages you. I just want you to know that I love you. I know that, you guys are going to do great things, that God has an awesome assignment prepared in advance for you. Follow after that path, because there are people that he needs you to reach. So again, I hope this is a blessing. Feel free to email me, ryan@ryanrieger.com. Let me know if this has resonated with any of you. And also, for real, if you know anybody that's bilingual, that knows English and some other language, preferably that's a believer, that's interested in making some extra money, send me an email and I can send you a link to a video that explains the scope of work. Essentially, all it is reading the English text and then reading like the Spanish text, for example, and then making edits in the Spanish if it doesn't line up, is not exactly what the speaker said. So, email me, ryan@ryanrieger.com. And guys, we will see you on the next episode.
You've been listening to Streams of Income with self-help author Ryan Rieger. From right here in the Dallas Metroplex, Ryan teaches several entrepreneurial courses and group coaching programs to students all over the world. Be sure to listen next week at the same time for Streams of Income with Ryan Rieger.